Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be talking about how have the raids changed? What's going on with the raids? Because we are going to be receiving the Dynamax raids. So what's going to be the difference here? We have two Pokemon that we can go in there and battle. One you can use 3 Pokemon, the other you can use 6. Are they going to change up the way the regular raids work? Well, it looks like they're doing something under the hood, but they're making quite a few changes without announcing a single thing. So people are left a little confused as to what is going on here. So I'm not going to uncover the mystery today because really at the end of the day we can't. We can just speculate and go over the findings that other people have found and kind of discuss what is going on here, and I don't know, wait for an official announcement by Niantic, because when it comes down to this company, I have made so many videos in these type of situations where something so drastic changes. We go over, oh my goodness, Niantic changes it. Turns out it just is a bug a week later, right? And then a few things about it maybe were intentional, but at the same time, they didn't mean to do several other things. So just want to say that before we go into this. With that said, how is everybody doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. I was going to take Athena for a walk. It was sunny, then it started pouring rain. What the heck was going on here? But that's not going to stop us. All right, let's go ahead and see. But first, before we get into this, from the Pokemon group, this is the person who does the data mine stuff. So if anything, they can show us under the hood something official that has taken place, and they have found something here. So boss energy regeneration per health loss. So a large part of the raid code was redone, probably to support more complex Dynamax, Gigantamax battles. So again, we are going to be getting these. So that would make sense leading up to these, that Niantic would shift the way regular raids do work. Not saying that I'm happy, I actually don't care. Okay, we're gonna go over what some people have found here over on Reddit. So let's go ahead and jump right into that without yapping your ear off anymore. Now, I'm not gonna go into a super hyper analysis of all of these little things here. We're gonna briefly brush over it and just kind of talk about it. So credit to this person here. I'll put it up on the screen, right? Everything you thought you knew about raid mechanics is now obsolete. So pretty big statement here. So as many of you have already noticed, approximately 2 weeks ago, raids were changed quite substantially. One particularly obvious change was the dodging. So apparently dodging is now useless. Now, I haven't went out there and tested this. Again, I've been around way too long to kind of, you know, we're going to wait around for an official thing by Niantic, okay, before we get any get too crazy in this. In testing these changes, one thing has become clear: raid mechanics have been fundamentally altered, that we must relearn and even learn the basics again. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and hop into this here. So 1, Mega Pokemon stats in raids are calculated using their non-Mega base form stats. We believe this is a bug. All right, so I'm going to break this down here without reading all that in my own words after I went over it. So essentially, when you're fighting a raid boss, say, like their example was Mega Kangaskhan. Okay, Mega Kangaskhan is a regular Kangaskhan in a raid battle. Do you see that? My camera's doing some weird zoom thing. I don't know what's going on there. All right. So if you're in a raid boss, you're fighting their normal form stats, okay? And if you're using a Mega, you're using that Mega form, regular form stats. So your Mega is just a regular, and that Mega is just a regular that you're fighting. It's all screwed up. I don't know. Okay, now they chalked this one up to being a bug, so we'll see. All right, that's the first one. Next one. Again, I'm just quickly brushing over this. I'm not going to get hyper into it because next week Niantic's like, it's all fixed and it's obsolete, right? All right, anyways, the HP bar raid boss has a different size now. This is purely a visual bug. So that's a bug. We can move on to the next one here. Hey, raid bosses now use charge moves as soon as they have enough energy. So apparently before, when they had the energy required, there was a 50% chance of them using it. So, we have to also take into consideration multiple charge bar moves as opposed to single charge bar moves. So if the raid boss has Hydro Cannon, or they don't have Hydro, if they have Hydro Pump, right? And then or maybe they have Rock Blast, right? That's a multiple charge move. You'll see them using it more often as opposed to Hydro Pump because it's takes longer to charge. Once they've released it, then it'll take longer to charge again, as opposed to multiple charge bars. I just can keep spamming them. And it's a 50% chance for them to use it when they have the energy. Now, apparently, as soon as they have the energy, they use it. So this could be a whole rework of the raids. And again, I'm not complaining. It would make sense because now we have Gigantamax and soon Dynamax. And it's just like, well, what is the difference? And I understand we don't have all the details yet, but don't hold your breath for something phenomenally different. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Raid bosses now gain way less energy from the damage you deal to them. Okay. I mean, cool, I suppose. So, you know how it works. You take damage, you gain energy. They take damage, it gains energy. So now when you give it damage, it's going to be taking or absorbing less energy. It's pretty simple there. That's it. I'm just going over this very quickly here. All right, raid bosses now seem to operate on a 0.5 second cycle. So it seems like they're rounding it up to the highest number. So it is going to be faster or slower depending upon where it's going to be rounded up by. So I know that's the quickest explanation. I know I'm not going to get too crazy into this again because it'll be all. This one actually seems intentional, okay? Because if we move on to the next part here, some moves are now faster than before because of that. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. We have Sucker Punch, Spark, Shadow Claw, Metal Claw, and Leafage from 0.7 seconds to 0.5. So you're going to be using Shadow Claw, and before you're like, Shadow Claw, Shadow Claw. Just a stupid example. Now you're going to be like, Shadow Claw, Shadow Claw, Shadow Claw. Okay, that much faster, all right? So, Metal Claw and Shadow Claw, who are we thinking about? Necrozma, Dawnwings, and Duskmane Necrozma? Oh my goodness, they just became god tiers. They were already, but now they're just nonsense monsters. So also have Thunderfang, Air Slash, Hex, Ice Shard, Smackdown, Bubble, and Waterfall from 1.2 seconds to 1 second. So those moves are now faster as well. This is a lot of change for a glitch or unintentional, all right, you know? So this could more than likely be the real one here. A lot of the other stuff could just be an error along the way, but again, we have not received any official information from Niantic yet. Maybe when the season starts. All right, and then we have, while some other moves are now slower, Lock On from 0.3 seconds to 0.5 seconds, Fury Cutter from 0.4 to 0.5, Wing Attack, Poison Jab from 0.8 to 1 second, Counter, Force Palm, Fire Fang, Rock Throw, Bullet Punch from 0.9 to 1 second. This is strictly for raiding, okay? This is not PvP. This is strictly for raiding. Maybe fighting the raids as well. And that's it, okay, for now. Maybe even going up against the new Gigantamax raids. But there is that. So just take note. I don't know if this is all going to stick, but I just wanted to bring you this information because I hear you. I see you. People are telling me and asking to do a video on it. All right, let's go on here. The delayed mechanics need more testing and analysis to determine whether this is actually concrete. So there you go, even coming from them saying that. Also, it's harder to dodge because before you get a white flash, and it would be an indication as to when you should dodge, right? Or if you've played the game so much, you just know when to dodge because you know what move it has already, and you know it takes a certain time to just move out of the way, and you just have muscle memory down. It seems like we're gonna have to relearn all of that if this is all going to be sticking here. Again, I've done raids in between this 2-week time period, but I was not paying attention at all. I just mindlessly tapping the screen because I get invited to a group of a lot of people, and we don't even need to try that hard, right? So there's that. But yeah, looking pretty crazy out here. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So if you're having trouble or maybe doing better in the raids, that's the reason why. Again, we can't say this is actually gonna stay, but definitely seems like a lot of those things are intentional changes and not just a magical glitch to make everything that much than that particular and that specific for a few of those things we just went over. Again, quick brush over. I'll have a link to the Reddit post if you want to go just thoroughly read all that stuff yourself. But I just thought I'd let you know that they may be bringing a big change to the regular raids while we do get basically cut it in half and double it the other raid copy to Gigantamax that we're going to be getting. So yeah, not trying to like, you know, act like this isn't fun, you know, when we get these new Gigantamax, but it's just like, you know, spill the beans. What are they going to do? Do we just fight them and then we catch them and then they turn to a normal Pokemon, or we keep it a Gigantamax in our inventory? I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Unfortunately, you can't make the ones you currently have do that. But enough yapping. Just wanted to bring you that news. Hopefully you're all having a great day, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.